you're probably all wondering, why did I spend close to $4,000, if not more, on these Jordan 13 black Flints? And the reason is YouTube. What is going on, everyone? It's your boy AC, back with another video, and today is 84 on the series where we take $100 and we continuously flip shoes till we make $100,000. Now, from last episode, from everything we sold, traded, and bought, we have a brand new grand total of $27,968.29. Now, are we gonna hit 30,000 this episode? Who knows? If you are new here and you're wondering how it's been 85 episodes and we only have less than $30,000, that is because we have tens of thousands of dollars in our inventory alone, which we always go through at the end of the video. And with that being said, we're gonna hit the malls 3 times this week, but we condense it into just one short little trip. So with that being said, let's go hit the malls and see what we're picking up this episode. Okay, we are back, and it is no surprise what these are. I guarantee I probably had this as the thumbnail. And with that being said, you're probably all wondering, why did I spend close to $4,000, if not more, on these Jordan 13 black Flints? And the reason is, they were stupidly cheap, under $200. With tax and everything, we paid $191.10, and we got sizes 13 all the way up to a size 8. So a lot of sizes. You guys saw by the thumbnail itself, we bought a stupid amount of stuff. However, I didn't buy every single pair they had left, mainly because I wasn't too sure on it, especially on the smaller sizes. I know the bigger sizes I can for sure sell for some profit, but on those smaller sizes, I wasn't too sure how well they would do. But at $191, that's such a great price to get these. And I see so many people saying, you know, teach me, how do you do all this stuff? It's literally all in these videos. If you've been watching these videos, I spit out some pretty good information for you guys. Like, for example, if you see these in store that are going on sale, would you ever think, those probably have some resale value? No, I guarantee 90% of people who see these in stores and see that they're on sale, they don't think twice about it. They just say, oh, they're Jordan 13s. They don't have any resale value, even though they're on sale, which is the farthest thing from the truth. Because honestly, once they go on discount, that's when I buy as many as I can for the most part, and that's how I get a lot of sales. But if you guys want a full in-depth video on reselling in 2023, my preferred method, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely make that video for you guys if you want it. But yeah, this isn't the only pair of Jordan 13s we picked up. We also got this pair, the playoffs, and as you guys can see on the tag, $199, which is a great price considering these are $270. So around $283 with tax. So us getting them down to $299.99 with tax, that's a great price for these. But unfortunately, they didn't have any more bigger sizes left. We picked up every size that we could, but we only got like 2 8s, a 9, and 9.5, unfortunately. But even those smaller sizes should do relatively good for us. And yeah, these honestly might do a little bit better than the black Flints because these are a newer release. These honestly just came out not too long ago, and the retail price of them were more expensive, I believe. These were $270, and I believe the black Flints were $260, but I could be wrong about that. But regardless, a great pickup. Very happy we picked these up. Plus, in my opinion, Jordan 13s are a little bit underrated. I do have some 13s. I have the Court Purples, the UNCs, and the Breads. Honestly, can't go wrong with some 13s in the collection. Let me know in the comments below, do you guys have any Jordan 13s? And honestly, if you don't have any sneakers but you want to get into this whole sneaker game as personals, this is a really great time to do this, because I guarantee a lot of these brand new Jordan GR releases that we see are gonna be going on sale, and that's when I pick up the most stuff for myself. Usually I try to get them for a steal as used pair, but if I can get them brand new on sale, definitely gonna be grabbing those. But yeah, that's not all we picked up. We also got these, the Jordan 6 black metallics. I am so sad that they don't have these on sale, because I do want these as a personal. If you guys remember a little bit farther back, we did buy a bunch of Jordan 6 Georgetowns. I did get me a personal pair of those, but I did say if they ever have the black metallics go on sale, I would get a personal, because they were $273 with tax, and I'm not paying $273 for these. But I am very surprised the resale value on these, because these were a shoe that were sitting for a hot minute. Now they're like a little bit over $300 in certain sizes, and we got a size 11, 10.5, and 210. So I did get my size a 10.5. However, I'm not paying $273 for these as a personal. I'll just wait for them to go on sale, or if I can find a used pair for a steal, then maybe I'll do that. So I'm not gonna lie, these are criminally underrated at the moment. These go with everything, and I know a lot of people aren't fans of the Jordan 6s, but grow up. You don't always have to just wear Jordan 1s and Jordan 4s and on occasionally Jordan 3s. You can switch it up. I have so many other shoes that are not just Jordan 1s and Jordan 4s and 3s. You gotta switch it up sometimes. But yeah, this shoe, stupidly underrated. We got two more things, some in the very smaller sizes, like this pair. The Nike Dunk Low Panda. We got preschool sizes. It's pandas. They will always have resale value regardless of the size. So picked up 4 pairs of these. They're all in the bigger 3 and 2Y sizes. So those ones usually sell for the best price. And yeah, like I said, they're pandas. They move fast. They move for a profit, which is very surprising. Like, if you would have told me that Panda Dunk Lows still have resale value after they've released like millions and millions of pairs, I wouldn't believe you at all. Plus, like, the crazy thing is people buy fakes of Panda Dunks, which, in my opinion, absolutely insane. But yeah, we also got one more thing. Another great thing that we got on sale, which is this pair. This pair of Jordan 4s. Now, I don't know why, but I'm completely forgetting what the colorway of these are. Like, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it for the life of me. So if you guys know what these are, like, I guarantee everyone watching this should know what these are. Please comment them down below, because I completely forget what the name of these are. But we got a lot of sizes. I believe these were $105. They're preschool sizes, but they had them on sale for $77.70. So we picked up every single size they had left. So we got a bunch of pairs. And yeah, you can't complain getting them for that cheap. And it's a Jordan 4. Like I said, everybody wears Jordan 4. These should move relatively fast considering we got them on sale. But yeah, that is everything we picked up this episode. I think we did pretty good. We got a lot of Jordans on sale, which in my experience, usually they sell really fast and we make a really good profit on them. Do I think we're hitting 30,000 this episode? Probably not, because we did spend a bunch of money this episode. Like, all those 13s cost so much, but we'll go over that during our tally portion. With that being said, let's go over everything we sold this episode, starting with the Nike React Infinity Run Black and White. We sold the size 13, 9, 8, and then the 7 women's and 6.5 women's. Then in the Black Iron Gray colorway, we sold both the 10.5 and the 9.5. Then in the VaporMax 2020 Flyknit Oreo, we sold the 8 women's, 7.5 women's, and 6 women's. Then in the Black Anthrite colorway, we sold the size 11.5, 11, both of the 10.5s, the 10, 9.5, both of the 8.5, then the 12 women's, 7 women's, and 6.5 women's. Then in the white, black, metallic, silver colorway, we sold both of the 11.5s, both of the 11s, both the 10.5s and the 10. Then in the triple black colorway, we sold the size 10.5. Then in the Air Max 97 Koi Gold, we sold a 10, 9.5, and 8.5. Then in the SEM Frank Rudy, we sold the size 13, 12, 11, and 10.5. Then in the normal ME Frank Rudy, we sold a 12, 11, and 10.5. Then in the black metallic silver, we sold both the 9s. And yeah, that's gonna give us a good amount of money back. Is it enough to get us to 30,000 after spending thousands this episode? I don't think so. But with that being said, if you were wondering why we have so little money compared to episodes, this is the exact reason why. Let's go over everything in our inventory, starting off with the Yeezy 350 V2 in the cream colorway. We got a size 9.5. Then in the Nike Offline 2.0 Summit white colorway, we have a size 13, 11, 2 10s, a 9.5, 9, and 8.5. Then in the Nike Zoom X Vaporfly Next Percent 2 black metallic gold coin, we have two 11.5s, an 11 and 8. Then in the University Gold colorway, we have an 8 and 7.5. Then in the Hyper Violet Flash Crimson colorway, we have a size 10 and 8.5 women's. Then in the Joker colorway. Then in the Light Bone colorway, we have a size 10.5 and 9.5. Then in the N7 colorway, we have a 12 and 10. Then in the Triple Black colorway, we have a size 7. Then in the Nike Air Max 90 Terrascape Raider Foam Black White colorway, we have 2 size 10s, 2 8.5s, and an 8. Then in the Gore-Tex Photo Dust colorway, we have a size 13, 2 12s, 3 11.5, 2 11s, 2 10.5s, 3 10s, and a 9.5. Then in the Olive Black Reflective colorway, we have 2 13s, a 10, 9, 8.5, and 8. Then in the Recraft Triple Black colorway, we have 2 13s and a 10. Then in the M Frank Rudy colorway, we have a 13 and 11. Then in the Tunnel Walk colorway, we have a 13, 12, 11, 10.5, and 3 9s. Then in the Nike Air Max 2017 Cool Gray colorway, we have a size 12, 11.5, 11, 2 10.5s, 2 10s, a 9, and 7.5. Then in the Wolf Gray colorway, we have a size 13, 12, 11, 10.5, and 10. Then in the Binary Blue Obsidian colorway, we have a size 12 and 11. Then in the Pure Platinum colorway, we have a size 13, 12, 11, 10.5, 10, 8.5, and 8. Then in the Triple Black colorway, we have a size 14, 12, 10.5, 3 10s, 2 9.5s, a 9, 8.5, 8, 7.5, and 2 7s. Then in the High SP Billie Eilish Sequan, we have a size 12, 11, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 8. Then in the Mushroom colorway, we have a size 12, 2 10.5s, 2 10s, 2 9.5s, 4 9s, 2 8.5s, and an 8. Then in the Air Force One Low Triple White, we have an 11.5. Then in the Reflective Swoosh White Blue colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Uno colorway, we have a 12, 9.5, 7, 3 6.5s, and a 6. Then in the Next Nature White Pale Coral colorway, we have a 12, 10, 8.5, and 8 women's. Then in the White Black Pebbled Leather colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the University Blue, we have a size 13, 11.5, 11, and 8. Then in the White Metallic Silver colorway, we have an 8.5. Then in the White Chocolate colorway, we have a 10.5 and 8.5. Then in the Triple Red colorway, we have 3 13s, 5 12s, 3 10.5s, 6 9.5s, 7 9s, 5 8.5s, and 2 size 8. The Air Max 1 Crepe Brown, we have 2 13s, a 12.5, 12, 3 11.5s, 2 11s, a 10.5, 2 10s, 2 9.5s, 2 9s, an 8.5, 3 7.5s, a 6.5, and 6. Then in the George Green colorway, we have a size 8 and 7. Then in the Dirty Denim colorway, we have 2 13s, 2 12s, 2 10.5s, a 10 and 8.5. Then in the Nike Air Max Plus White Pure Platinum, we have a size 10, 9, 8.5, 8, 7, and 6.5 women's. Then in the White Grape Ice colorway, we have 2 13s, an 11, 10.5, 10, 2 9s, and an 8. Then in the Black Silver White colorway, we have 3 13s, 4 12s, 2 11.5s, 3 10.5s, a 10, 3 8.5s, and an 8. Then in the Black University Blue colorway, we have a 13, 12, 11, and 10.5. Then in the White colorway, we have 2 13s, 3 12s, 4 11, and 2 10.5s. Then in the Spirograph colorway, we have a 13, 10.5, 2 9.5s, and a 9. Then in the Photon Dust Varsity Red colorway, we have a size 10.5. Then the Air Max Thea Mid Ale Brown colorway, we have an 11, 8, 3 7.5s, and a 7 women's. Then in the Black Sail colorway, we have a 9, 8.5, 3 8s, a 7.5, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Leopard colorway, we have a 9.5, 8.5, 7.5, and 5.5 women's. Then in the Nike Free RN Black Anthrite colorway, we have a 13, 12.5, 12, 11.5, 10.5, 2 10s, a 9.5, 2 9s, and 2 8.5s. Then in the Black White Ombre colorway, we have a 10.5, 9.5, and 9. Then in the Wolf Gray colorway, we have an 11, 10.5, 10, and 9.5. Then in the Nike Tempo Legend 9 Elite FG Black Metallic Gold, we have a 7.5, 7, and 6.5. Then in the Nike Air Rift Light Bone Honeydew Light Silver Sail colorway, we have 2 9 women's and a 5 women's. Then in the Peach Cream colorway, we have a size 10 women's, 2 9.5s, a 9, 2 8.5s, an 8, 2 7.5s, a 7, and 6 women's. Then in the Just Do It Sail Team Red, we have a 6 6.5 women's. Then in the indigo haze, we have an 8 and 7.5 women's. Then in the phantom metallic gold colorway, we have an 8.5, 9.5, and 210 women's. Then in the terry swoosh colorway, we have a 10, 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 5 women's. Then in the light smoke gray colorway, we have a 6 and 7 women's. Then in the Arizona State colorway, we have a 13 and 12. Then in the pink Oxford colorway, we have a 10, 2 9 women's, 2 8.5s, a 7.5, 7, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Next Nature Rift blue colorway, we have a size 10. Then in the Essential Paisley Pack Barely, we have a size 7.5 women's. Then in the Miami Hurricanes colorway, we have a size 13. Then in the Gorge Green Midnight Navy, we have a 9.5 women's and 7 women's. Then in the NBA 75th Anniversary Knicks colorway, we have a 10.5. Then in the Next Nature Homer Simpsons, we have a 6.5 wide. Then in the 3D swoosh gray colorway, we have 2 5.5Ys. Then in the pandas, we have 3 3Ys and 1 2Y. Then in the Deadpool colorway, a 6.5Y. Then in the Anthrite white colorway, we have a size 12, 11, 10, 9.5, and 9. Then in the Jordan Why Not 0.5 Bloodline, we have an 11.5 and 9.5. Then in the Jordan Zion 2 Voodoos, we have 3 10.5s and 2 10s. Then in the Jordan 13 University Blue, we have 8 13s, 4 12s, 6 11.5s, 6 11s, a 10.5, and 9.5. Then in the black Flints, we have 3 13s, 3 12s, 2 11.5s, 2 11s, 3 10.5s, 2 10s, a 9.5, 9, and 8. Then in the French blue colorway, we have a 6.5 and 6Y. Then in the playoff colorway, we have a 7Y, 9.5, 9, and 2 8s. Then in the Jordan 12 florals, we have a size 7Y, 2 6.5Ys, a 6Y, a 5.5Y, and a 4Y. Then in the Jordan 11 cherries, we have a size 10, 8.5, 8, 6Y, 2 4.5Ys, 3 4Ys, and 2 3.5Ys. Then in the Jordan 9 Fire Reds, we have 3 13, 6 12, 6 11s, 11 10.5s, 2 9.5s, 3 9s, 2 8.5s, and 8 and 7. Then in the Jordan 7 Citruses, we have a size 12, 2 11s, a 10.5, and 10. Then in the Jordan 6 Georgetowns, we have 6 13s, 2 12s, 6 11, 2 10.5s, a 10, 2 9.5s, a 9, and 8. Then in the Jordan 6 Chrome Metallic Silver, we have an 11, 10.5, and 2 10s. Then in the Jordan 5 UNCs, we have 4 size 13s, a 12, and a size 8. Then in the Jordan 5 Low PSG, we have a size 11. Then in the Jordan 4 Midnight Navy, we have 2 size 5Ys. Then in the Seafoam colorway, we have a size 10 and 9.5 women's. Then in the Midnight Navy, we have a 3Y, 2 2Ys, 3 12Cs, and 2 11Cs. Then in the Marina Blue colorway, in a size 6 women's. Then in the Inside Out Tech Gray colorway, we have a size 10, 8.5, and 8. Then in the True Blue colorway, we have a 13, 12, 2 11s, 7 7Ys, a 5.5, and 5Y. Then in the Barely Grape colorway, we have an 8.5 and 8 women's. Then in the Chicago Flip colorway, we have a 9 women's. Then in the Stealth colorway, we have a size 10, 9, 8.5, 8, and 7.5 women's. Then in the Jordan 1 High Taxis, we have 2 7Ys, 4 13s, and a size 8. Then in the Lost and Found colorway, we have a size 1.5Y, 2 1Ys, a 5C, and a 7C. Then in the NYC to Paris colorway, we have a 7.5. Then the White Black Volt University Gold colorway in a 9.5. Then in the Court Purple 2.0, we have a 10.5. Then in the Starfish colorway, we have a 7.5, 7, 2 6.5s, 2 6, a 5.5, and 5 women's. And finally, the Jordan 1 High Dior's in a size 9.5. And yeah, as you can see, we have tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars just in our inventory alone, which is insane considering we started with $100. Now we have this whole pile of inventory, which is literally like a warehouse at certain points of the year. Like during Christmas, this place is literally like a warehouse, like a whole room dedicated to shoes, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, that just goes to show like you can literally do anything with you put your mind to it. We started with $100 and we have, I would say, very close to that $100,000 in inventory plus cash. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any of my newest videos. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know how you thought of this episode. And if there's any like graphic designers or anything out there, hit me up on Instagram. I'm trying to change this whole green screen background. It still says YYC Sneakers. I'm trying to change it and just rebrand to AC Kicks. So if anyone has any expertise in that, hit me up on Instagram. And yeah, with that being said, let's roll our brand new tally right now.